Pascal Siakam or Ben Simmons? Who you got?
I think this is a much more fair comparison
Okay.
because between Ja and Zion, they play such different games, right? We could go on for hours, but what they do is so different for their teams. Pascal or Ben Simmons, that maybe we could say is a little bit closer in terms of what they're doing. And I'm going Pascal Siakam all the way, right? He's leading his team to the second
Come on.
seed in the East. Everyone thought that's Kawhi's team. Kawhi out of there, that team is nothing. They're garbage. They're going to be bottom of the East, maybe barely fringe playoff. He's a second seed in the East, and he's the only guy on that team that you could really point to and be like, yeah, that's the star of the team, right? He doesn't have any other top 10 players around him, and he's so well-rounded. You look at Ben Simmons, he has so many holes to his game. He can't shoot. He can't take free throws. They have to take him out of the game at the end because they're so scared he's going to get fouled and sent to the line and lose them the entire game, right? Pascal Siakam, you could say Ben Simmons is a better defender, but he's not much better than Pascal Siakam. And what Pascal can do, he's reliable. You know when he's on the floor, good things are going to happen. And you know what? There's no rumors around him being traded away because he's not good enough to be on the team.
Are you done?
I'm done.
I'm okay. Because I'm sitting here wondering when we're actually going to agree on one of these things. So you made some fair points on Pascal Siakam. He is leading his team after losing Kawhi Leonard. But I don't care about that. You know why? Because we're talking about Ben Simmons, who comes into the league as one of the weirdest prototype players we've ever seen. He's basically almost 7 foot. He's grown since he's been in the league. He was running the 1, which they recently changed him to running the 4, which I even prefer because Ben Simmons running the 4. I'm pretty sure you agree with me that him running the 4 is better than him running the 1.
I think for the team it's better, but it doesn't look as good as him on a player.
Okay, but hear me out here. Ben Simmons over this offseason that he's met with a sports psychologist who has, I know this might sound weird, you might make some jokes, I'll take them, but he has got rid of his lack of shooting confidence. Okay, so now we're seeing him in the bubble. He's shooting those willingly, and I know his percentages or whatever, but if he starts making those threes, aren't we going to say, I know we're doing hypothetical here, but aren't we going to say he's one of the best players in the NBA?
Dude, I feel like every offseason Ben Simmons has practiced and shots on threes. You see the clips, but
we're going to see,
remember his old teammate Markelle Fultz went to a sports psych, and it doesn't seem like he's shooting free throws any better than he is before. Right? Sports psychologists are great. They have a great place, especially with those confidence issues. But Pascal Siakam doesn't have those problems. He doesn't have those question marks. He's a star, and he's ready to make that difference. You know, he's hungry. He's like what you were talking about with Ja. He's so tired of people being like, oh, the Raptors, no, that's lucky. Oh, the Raptors, they're not going to go far. Pascal Siakam is tired of it. He's playing for a whole country.
Let me give you my case why Ben Simmons is miles ahead of Pascal Siakam. Pascal Siakam's an upcoming player. Yeah, he's great. I'll give you that. But does he have one of the most elite passing vision? Like, this guy could see every passing lane. It's ridiculous. He can run the floor in transition better than anyone in the league. Being he's so versatile and mobile at his height, there's nothing he can't do other than shoot. So if he does develop that game, that's in the future. We're talking right now. Right now, say you're the Raptors, and without hurting anybody's feelings, you can trade Pascal Siakam for Ben Simmons. Who benefits the most?
Dude, I think the Sixers would be so much better off if they had Pascal Siakam on that team. Imagine how that team would play with Pascal. You lose a guy that can barely hit a free throw, and you open it up. Joel Embiid would have a field day. Joel Embiid would be thanking the good Lord for having a guy like Pascal on his team. No longer is the floor going to be clogged in the paint. Defenders can't sag 10 feet off of your team's second best player. Come on, dude.
Sam, you're totally wrong here. The Raptors would be maybe even right next to the Bucks had they done this at the beginning of the season. Ben Simmons would, oh my God, it would be Lob City 2.0 with him lobbing it up to
Yeah,
Serge
and
and
how many
Marcus Gasol.
championships did the Clippers win?
Okay,
How
that's a
far did
different
they go?
story. We could go into that later, but
Lob City, man?
The Clippers were injury city. They weren't Lob City, they were injury city. They ran into so much bad luck that I mean, we're gonna look back at them and be like, oh, they're the ones that couldn't. But Sam, we're talking about Lob City with a 7-foot point guard who can run the three on that team with Kyle Lowry. Oh my God, Kyle Lowry throwing lobs. The whole team is going to be just dominating. If Serge Ibaka and Marcus Gasol can stretch the 4 and the 5, they can make up for the Simmons lack of shooting.
I don't know, dude. I feel like if you have a player where the other team says, yeah, leave him wide open, we don't need to worry about that.
But he's not like that anymore. Now he's shooting.
I don't think any team's going to –
I'm telling you, you're going to see the production. He's been practicing for so long to improve that one aspect of his game. When he finally develops it, everybody's going to be like, oh, now he's great. Now he's this. But Ben Simmons has always been great, and that's where we differ.
I think Ben Simmons is a good player. I think he is bordering on great, but that's such a big what if. And time and time again, I was a big Ben Simmons guy when he came into the league, right? And damn, every year the storyline is always the same. Can he get a jump shot? Can he hit his jump shots? Can he hit his threes? Can he hit his free throws?
And but that's because the media is writing this story about Ben Simmons. Oh, in the new modern day, he doesn't care. Like Ben Simmons is going to run down the court, he's going to dunk on you, or he's going to pass. Name a better transition player in the league.
LeBron, Giannis.
Okay, 2. That the list stops there. And I can surely tell you that the list stops there. Any player you tell me right now, I will easily go against it. You can't.
Right. So still, you say number 3 transition guy and number 50 in half court?
Sam, Ben Simmons isn't only a transition player. He can run. He's not going to be running the point guard per se on that team, but he's still going to get the ball in his hands, and he's going to drive in, and he's going to pass the ball or make a good layup or dunk.
I mean, he does make the good plays, but I feel like his ceiling, if he develops any semblance of a jump shot, is what we saw with Draymond Green this year.
Oh, come on.
Dude, he's never going to be a 40% shooter from the three-point line. The best he could hope for is in the low 30s. Maybe he could get to league average if he's lucky. Right? He has a great vision. He knows how to make great plays. But, dude, Pascal Siakam, people keep sleeping on him, and I guess they're going to continue sleeping on him until he gets paid. You know, people are going to keep sleeping on him until he gets paid. He's a well-rounded guy, and he's leading his team to the 2nd seed. You look at the rest of those rosters, the Sixers are miles ahead. It's Pascal Siakam that's keeping that team together.
I mean, let's not forget about coaching. Nick Nurse and developing their bench to what they are now. It's not all Pascal, and people are giving him more credit than he deserves, in my opinion. Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid are the clear-cut 1s and 2s in Philly, and their success is driven by basically them.
You're taking the guy that no team worries about beyond 10 feet in front of the basket.
All right, but no team worries about him. But name a team that wouldn't want him on their team. Name a team.
I mean, I'm pretty sure any team would like to have a guy like that, but I don't know how many teams would give up a big package. You've heard all the trade rumors swirling around. The Sixers have shopped around. They've seen what they can get, and clearly they haven't been able to get much because he's still on that roster.
Clearly they haven't been able to get his value, which is an elite player.
All right. Well, that's where we can agree to disagree.
Well, Ben Simmons is going to be elite. He is elite, and he's just going to get better from here on out. Because the more practice you get, the more off-season training you get, the better you're going to get. And if he stays injury-free, he will for sure have a better career than Pascal Siakam.
Well, he's got a lot of catching up to do.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow our social medias for more updates. See you next time on Backseat Banter.